Hi there, my name's Carol David. I'm the director of the Missouri Prairie Foundation, and I'm in my front yard in Jefferson City on a beautiful April spring day, and I wanted to show you some native plants that you might like to try at home. If you live in a house with tall canopy trees in your front yard, as I do, you may have dry, shady conditions in your front yard. And the plants I'm going to show you are all natives that work well for dry soil, shady sites. The yellow flowers that you see here are roundleaf groundsel. This is a native ground cover with these round leaves, and you can see here that they're spreading on their own, which is what I want them to do. They have these beautiful yellow flowers in early to mid-spring, and those will be done flowering here in a couple of weeks, but the green leaves will be evergreen really almost throughout the year. Again, this is roundleaf groundsel, or Pachyra obovata is the scientific name. Next to it, this here is oak sedge. This is a wonderful sedge that also stays green for a good part of the year. And next to it, I have alum root growing. Alum root has pretty inconspicuous flowers. They're in bud right now. This alum root, the scientific name is Heuchera richardsonii. These are still growing. They'll become a bit larger leaves as the spring progresses. And after the flowers are done, the leaves will stay green throughout the growing season. Across the sidewalk, I have some more of the alum root, and then some more of the oak sedge. This is Carex albicans. This is not as far along as the sedges I just showed you, but they'll be growing more this spring. And then next to the oak sedge, this is dittany. These are small plants that I planted just this spring, and here's a larger one that's about 3 years old. This is again dittany, or Cunilla oreganoides. It has a wonderful minty oregano type smell. It will have lavender flowers in the summer. And then next to it is Robbins plantain. This is a wonderful plant, daisy-like flowers, and you can see that it is spreading on its own, which is something that I want it to do. Here you can see some new plants that are spreading. Erigeron pulchellus is the scientific name. I have some more oak sedge, and then also here is pussy toes. This is a nice ground cover with gray-green leaves and these sort of fuzzy flowers. This is Antonaria parlinii, and it does well in shade. There is another species of pussy toes that's sold in the native plant market, but this species, Antonaria parlinii, does better in shadier conditions. I have added some leaf mulch here as a kind of a mulch. Be careful not to use very much mulch for native plants. You don't have to use any mulch. If I had planted more plants here, they'd be touching and helping to prevent weeds. And I do want this to fill in. This is still a relatively young planting, but you can speed this process along by simply planting more plants and closer together to create kind of a living green mulch. So these are some examples of some good natives that work for dry shade. There is more sun here than there will be later on in the spring and summer because the leaves aren't all the way out. You can see there's a lot of sun hitting this area, but then once the leaves are out, it will be a lot shadier, and these plants will thrive. Happy gardening.